Good evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, Judge Suspension prompts review of evaluation system. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9.
Irwin Toyota's March Mania Savings Event. Your shot to save on new 2018 Toyota RAV4s. Only $59 a month. That's right, only $59 a month. Score huge savings at Irwin's with zero.
Idea that somebody would, a judge would decide to sort of stuff the exam box, so to speak, was just something that I think nobody really thought was ever likely to occur.
The Attorney General's office says New Hampshire Circuit Court Judge Paul Moore has been suspended and is the subject of a criminal investigation. This after Moore admitted to the Judicial Conduct Committee that he filled out favorable reviews of himself.
Of the completed evaluations, a number were perfect scores. And apparently, if I understand correctly, some of them, there was language used in some of the evaluations that just seemed to be sort of repetitive.
Currently, New Hampshire judges are evaluated every 3 years by the presiding judges for their court. A survey developed in the last couple of years is the backbone of that evaluation process. Retired Supreme Court Justice Carol Ann Conboy says anonymity must be preserved in order for the evaluation to have meaning.
Without anonymity, I think the lawyers, the litigants might worry that in some way their views will affect how their cases are going to come out.
But Conboy says they need to make sure that each individual is filling out the survey just once. Towards that end, they are looking towards the UNH Survey Center for the technical expertise to ensure that happens.
We would send out a survey to an individual email address, and that email address could only complete that survey one time.
And Smith says they would make sure that that individual's anonymity is preserved. The committee will meet again on May 24th. Reporting live outside the state Supreme Court in Concord, Ray Brewer, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Guilty verdict in puppy doe animal abuse trial. Jurors reached a guilty verdict Monday in the high-profile puppy doe animal abuse trial. Jurors began deliberation on Monday in a high-profile animal abuse trial, with 2 jurors were dismissed after getting sick over the weekend, authorities confirmed. The Patriots Ledger reported that jurors began deliberation last Thursday on 12 counts of animal cruelty and 1 of lying to police against 36-year-old Polish national Radslaw, who is accused of torturing a 1 or 2-year-old pit bull between June and August of 2013 before dumping her in the street of Quincy Hospital Hill neighborhood on August 31st, 2013. The animal cruelty charges carry a sentence of up to 7 years in jail. 2 of the 4 alternate jurors were brought in to take their place. David, spokesman for Norfolk County District Attorney Michael, said jurors had already deliberated for about 3 hours following the conclusion of the trial last week. Images of the bloodied and starved, wide-eyed puppy grabbed headlines and mobilized animal rights activists across the globe. A dedicated contingent of Puppy Doe fans have packed the courtroom since March 8th, hoping to get justice for Puppy Doe. But the demonstrators and protesters expected to have been largely absent from the proceeding. The trial lasted 8 days, skipping several due to snow and scheduling conflicts. Karzakski, who did not testify, did not, despite that he purchased a young pitbull puppy through Craigslist in the summer of 2013, but his lawyers claim the dog ran away, that Karzakski is not responsible for any harm that came to the dog. Lawyer Larry tied to so debate that the injuries were initially inflicted suggested the dog could have been hit by a car or fought with another animal. Prosecutors showed graphic images of the dog, who previous owners and called experts to explain that the dog's many injuries had been inflicted on purpose and over time. They connected blood-like stains throughout the house where Karzakski lived, just a half-mile from where the pitbull was found, to the previous owner's genetic profile. Shocking video shows truck side swipe state police cruiser. Let's take a look at the video. Okay, and there you go on that video. And now let's take a look at your U.S. markets and see how your U.S. markets closed for this Monday evening. And here's a look at the U.S. markets. Your Dow Jones Industrial Average closed in the green and went up. Your Nasdaq closed in the green and went up. S&P 500 closed in the green and went up. CNBC IQ 100 closed in the green and went up. Gold closed in the green and went up. Oil closed in the red and went down. US 10-year closed in the green and went up. Euro/USD closed in the green and went up. And VIX closed in the red and went down. Dow closes more than 650 points higher as trade tension eases. Stocks closed sharply higher on Monday, bouncing back from strong losses in the previous session as trade tension between the U.S. and China appeared to ease. U.S. expels 60 Russian intelligence officers. Let's take a listen to the video from ABC News.
President Trump expelled 60 Russian diplomats after the poisoning of a former Russian spy and his daughter in England. 12 of those diplomats are in New York City working at the United Nations. Senior Trump administration officials said all 60 Russians were spies working in the U.S. under diplomatic cover. They have 7 days to leave the country. Europe is following suit, with 14 EU nations announcing expulsions. The White House said in a statement, with these steps, the United States and our allies and partners make clear to Russia that its actions have consequences. Hours before the decision, the Kremlin warned Washington it would respond with, quote, the principle of reciprocity.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that's it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Monday evening, and I'll be back with another newscast tomorrow. And I'll have a news report later on this evening. Good night, everyone. Bye.